Alright guys, this video is to show you how to replace the wheel hub assembly on a 2002 Ford F-150 V8 5.4 four-wheel drive. My truck's been making a grindy noise when I drive. I mean, you can hear it mostly when you turn the wheel a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. And at first I thought it was the brake pads, but I took off the tire and the pads look great. So I thought it was the caliper. Maybe the caliper wasn't releasing after you let go of the brake, but that wasn't the case. And come to find out, it's actually the wheel hub assembly. I'm guessing the bearings are out. So to test it, we're going to take off the tire. Alright, once you get the tire off, go ahead and put the lug nuts on there. And push in and out from the top on the rotor, and you can hear it, how much it moves. It doesn't move much from side to side, but up and down it does. This is a brand new rotor. Had to replace it, and the caliper wasn't as great either, so I went ahead and replaced the caliper. So I know it's not the rotor and the brakes, because the rotor and the brakes are new. So what left was the hub assembly. So what happens when you drive, the rotor moves as you're driving, and that's what makes contact to the brake pad and makes it that grindy noise. I was wondering how the wheel bearings could be causing that grindy noise, but what happens is the rotor is a bit loose, so that's what grinds against the brake pad and makes it sound like it's actually the brake pad when it's really not. Okay, the caliper, it's going to be a size 13. And then take off your bracket, and that's going to be a size 18. And take the rotor off. Alright, once you've taken the bracket off, go ahead and take the shield cover off here. Just 3 little bolts. Here, here, and down here. Okay, you're going to want to remove the ABS sensor, and it's this cable right here. And there's going to be a clip up here. Alright, for the ABS sensor, go ahead and go through the hood, and it's going to be disconnect right here. So go ahead and unplug it. Alright, next step would be take off the bolts in the back of the hub assembly. There's going to be about 3 of them. There's one right there, the other one there, and the third one right there. And it's going to use a 50mm socket. On this one, I had to turn the wheel to the right so I can get to the bottom bolt here and get better leverage to loosen it up. So once you've loosened it up, you can go ahead and just use a ratchet. Okay, once you've loosened that up, go ahead and remove the cotter pin. And remove this little cap. And you're going to have to remove this nut here. This one is going to be a 35mm. I should disconnect it from here. Alright, this is going to be a little, it's going to be screwed on in the back here. And it's going to be a 5/16. So once you get that off, you may want to save your sensor. This is the ABS sensor, and if your sensor ever should go out, you will have a backup. So make sure you take this off and save it somewhere. And that's your hub assembly. The one on the right is the hub assembly I had, and this is the new one I ordered. I got this from Rock Auto. I got it for about 65 bucks, and that's pretty cheap compared to other local auto parts that they wanted about 130 bucks. So all that's left to do is pretty much just clean all the extra grease that's around here. Just clean it up a little bit. That way you have a nice snug fit and don't have all that gunk in there. Alright, once you finish cleaning around the inner part and the outside of it, go ahead and just put some grease around the seal here. You don't have to put too much. Okay, once you got the bolts cleaned off, go ahead and just put some of the thread lock. Make sure you line up the ABS sensor on this little notch here. And then just start threading it by hand. Then you can do the ratchet. Alright, now that you got them kind of tight on there, the book says you need to torque these bolts anywhere between 110 and 148 pounds. Okay, I got it set for 140. Once you've done that, go ahead and bolt on your connector right here. Again, to be the 5/16. Alright, just make the connections back on the clips. Alright, once you get your ABS sensor cable put on there, screw it on there. And you can actually tell already on the hub that it's not even moving at all. So we're in great shape now. So go ahead and run your ABS cable up through and plug it back in on top. Alright, get your spindle nut back on there. Alright, once I put the cap on there and the cotter pin, you do that, put the cover on there, the dust cover. And then clean your rotor, make sure you clean it off with make sure that you don't have any dirt or anything on there. You can use a brake fluid cleaner if you want. Your brake caliper bracket. Okay, next step is to compress the pistons on the caliper. Got a little piece of wood here. Put it over one of the pistons, and I'm just going to use a C-clamp. Go and put on your pads. Alright guys, thanks for watching. That's pretty much it.